The only difference between a lean person and a fat person is that a lean person is able to identify the mistakes that have been keeping them stuck and takes action to solve those mistakes straight away. Nobody ever got lean by being 100% perfect all of the time. But what they do is cut out the mistakes that are cancelling out all of their hard work inside of the gym and following a meal plan. And that's where most men are right now. You're probably doing a lot of the right stuff inside of the gym and with nutrition. The reason you're carrying the same weight you were 2, 5, 10 years ago is that some of these mistakes are behind everything you do, quietly sabotaging your efforts, which is costing you time, money, and years of your life that you could be living in your dream body. And so I used to make every single one of these mistakes throughout my whole 20s. And it wasn't until I identified the mistakes and took actions to solve them that I actually started to see way quicker results. And that's why I'm sharing this video, so that you can avoid these mistakes and you don't have to wait another 5, 10 years finding out the hard way. So now we're gonna go through all 9 mistakes, which cover lifestyle, training, nutrition, and mindset. And the last one, which was a real game changer for me. So mistake number 1 is not realizing how important mindset is. So you probably already understand a lot about how to eat and how to train. But what keeps most people fat is their mindset. What kept me stuck at 110 kilos for so long was who I believed I was. I would tell myself I was just a big person, that I was just lazy, but I had no motivation, had no discipline, and that I hated the gym. But those were just stories that my subconscious brain had made up just to keep me comfortable, keep me in the same spot. The good thing is, once you map out these beliefs and you map out the person that you want to become, you can start to write your own story and start to take the daily actions that would align with making that story become a reality. So the difference between people that self-destruct after 2 to 3 weeks and the people that actually go on to get the transformation and get the result are the people that do the mindset work up front. Mistake number 2 is not getting enough sleep. So someone explained it to me as, if you're not getting enough sleep that your body needs, then you're just pouring water on your body's ability to burn fat. Without sleep, you're just going to raise your body's hunger hormones, you're going to kill your motivation and kill your willpower, and you're going to kill your ability to recover from all of the hard work you're putting in the gym. And what people don't realize as well is not getting enough sleep affects you subconsciously. Because if you can't even lie down at a set time each night, then how can you expect to do harder things like go to the gym at a set time each day? You know, you can't even lie down. You know, so when I realized that if you're not getting enough sleep, you're just setting yourself up for failure the next day, then I started to take my sleep a lot more seriously. By the way, if you want my free guide to never falling off in the gym again, just DM me on Insta saying daily flow and I'll send it over. So mistake number 3 is drinking too much. So you can have the odd drink, but you really want to make sure that it's not affecting your fat loss. For me, back at my heaviest, it was never really one drink. It was the fact that I'd go on to have another 4 drinks, and then I'd order a takeaway, and then I'd skip the gym the next day, and then I'd feel bad for that the next day, and then have another takeaway. Just complete spiral. So you really want to make sure that it's not affecting your fat loss and it's not affecting your mental state. So not only is alcohol empty calories, it's going to cost you multiple days that you could be making progress. So you don't have to quit alcohol completely, but you do have to realize that drinking more alcohol is going to make it harder to burn more calories than you're eating or consuming on a daily basis. Mistake number 4 is drinking calories. So the thing about pints, lattes, protein shakes, and sugary juices is the fact that you can down them in like 30 seconds and they do nothing to actually help kill cravings and keep you full throughout the day. To really optimize for a sustainable fat loss, you really want to make sure that every single piece of your nutrition is doing 2 things, either helping you push harder in the gym or killing cravings. So you see people online drinking, 400 calorie Starbucks and wondering why they can't lose weight. It's because you've already subtracted 400 calories from the amount that you can eat that day. Why not instead eat a nice filling meal of, chicken, broccoli, potatoes that's gonna fill you up for 4 hours and also make you feel a lot better, make you feel healthy, make you able to show up in the gym and train as hard as possible. Mistake number 5 is not tracking anything. So if I want to tell if someone's serious about getting lean, I'll ask them 2 questions. How many calories are you eating per day at the moment? And how many calories are you burning? If they don't know the answer to both of those questions, then I just know they're not serious. It's the same as those people that you see that go on Dragon's Den and they don't know their revenue and they don't know their profit. The reason this is such an issue is that when you hit a plateau in a fat loss phase, which is completely normal, you won't know what variables to change to actually see the next step of progress. So you're going to be just guessing, which is the biggest killer of any transformation. So I used to never track for years, and what it just led to was it led to me being able to lie to myself and being able to just trick myself into saying that I've done enough and that I am trying, but I wasn't, clearly, and I wasn't treating it as a priority because I didn't have the data to back it up. Number 6 is being perfect through Monday to Friday, but then fucking up on Saturday and Sunday. So this mistake really keeps most people stuck because you feel like you're being consistent, you feel like you're doing the work, but then there's a part of your brain that tricks yourself into thinking that you deserve a break on the weekends or that you can have a day off. But the truth is, 2 bad days of fucking around, and especially when you're not tracking, can completely wipe out the 5 days of good work you put in. And again, I used to make this mistake for years myself as well. But what changed for me was really committing to showing up even on the weekends and focusing on completing whole weeks of doing all of my daily habits to move myself forward, and not treating the weekend as a celebration for doing 5 days work. And if you're already doing 5 days of hard work, you may as well just do another 2 days to get the full benefit and the full results of your work. Mistake number 6 is not logging your lifts. So like my coach explained to me, if you're not recording your lifts in the gym, then you may as well not go. If you're not recording your lifts in the gym, you're just running a really high risk of wasting your time. You're probably mean to lift hard and you're probably mean to do more than you did last week, but with no real data to go off, you're just winging it, which means your body's just going to adapt to the same loads that you've been doing, and it will have no reason to actually grow. And it's just going to lead to you wasting weeks, months, years that could have been used to build your dream physique. And this is something I was guilty of too. I would go to the gym just to say I went, but when I got there, I would skip exercises if I wasn't feeling it. It would depend on my mood. I'd skip out on cardio as well, even though it was in the plan. And I had no real tracking, so I would just guess, and it lead me to just putting the machine on muscle memory, what I put on last week. So I had no real reason to grow, and I had no real numbers to hit. But once I started tracking, it really lit a fire in me because it gives you something to aim for, and it becomes like a fun video game and gives you way more motivation in the gym because now you have an actual mission to go to the gym to beat last week's numbers, and now you're getting stronger. Mistake number 9 was waiting way too long to finally get angry at myself enough to make a change. Back when I was fat, I got so comfortable being fat and being the fat friend, at being disrespected, at having low self-confidence. And that comfort cost me so many opportunities over the past decade of not being able to show up as the man that's respected, not being able to run my own business, not being able to have the confidence to travel and take on the world and have the freedom to follow my own vision and build my own dream. So after being obese for so many years, I looked in the mirror one day and decided that I wasn't going to take another single breath if I wasn't working towards the body that my soul knew I was capable of getting. So guys, there's no need to overcomplicate it. You decide to start, you decide to put in work over a time frame to actually see results, then you see the results, get hooked, and then you start to hit your goals that you previously thought were impossible. So I literally never thought I'd be lean. I never thought I would have shoulder striations, and I never thought I would have bicep veins. But now it's come true. Which leads us to the last mistake, which is not having someone in your corner that's already done it. So getting a coach changed 3 main things for me. He was able to spot these mistakes and 100 others before I even made them. So it made the process a lot faster and a lot easier for me. Number 2, he placed higher new standards on me, which really helped raise my own expectations for myself. And number 3, it really raised my self-belief. After 10 years of being fat and having no self-confidence, having no self-trust, and it really opened my eyes to what's actually possible when you actually commit to something and put in the work. Everything I've just gone through, I fixed with my guys in my Rewire program. So if you want someone in your corner that's already walked the path, someone that will help give you the tools to motivate yourself, and someone that will raise your standards high enough and long enough for you to actually see results in your body, then links in the description.